Hi guys, it's me again, my summers online. So today I am talking about harvesting our maize that we planted in January. So we planted this around January 1st and 2nd of January, and before we returned back to England, we cultivated. I don't know what you call cultivating, kusakura, weeding. We did the weeding. I did a video when we were weeding, but apparently the weeds grow. Look at this, they grow very fast, and it's even outgrowing the crops at some point. So today it's our first day that we came to harvest. So what really happens when we are harvesting maize, as usual guys, in Africa we do it manually. As you can see, these guys doing there, that's my son, is this one nearer to me. The other one is loading, my nephew, the one we stay with. So they woke up very early this morning. They just disappeared from the house and they decided to come and start the harvesting. So what they do is they cut the mashanga. They cut the mashanga and put them in stacks, like these small stacks here. So there should be someone following behind them, collecting all these small stacks, putting them in one big heap, so that when we are doing the process of removing the corn from the plant, it will be done in one place. So it's not that big this year because it didn't rain very well. The rains let us down, but the year before we had a good harvest. But this is not bad. At least we have enough to supply us for this whole year until the next season. And yeah, we are happy with what we got. Hopefully this year we have good rains. And we will have to time it. We have to make sure we plant with the first rains and put all the fertilizers needed on time, so we can see if we defeat the drought. So yeah, in short, this is how we do the harvesting. It's a process. Yeah, you could call it a painful process if you want, but this is how we do it in Africa. This is how we've always done in the small scale farming. In big scale farmers, commercial farmers, they do have harvesters that can just come and do the job easily, but we do it manually. Keep us active as well. These guys refused to rest. I brought them food. I didn't know they had already brought their own food from home. So they said, oh, sorry, we forgot to tell you not to come here. We've got food already. You know, during this time, there's a lot of food to eat. There is like pumpkins, there's round nuts, ground nuts. There is cane that they can eat, the one that looks like sugar cane. So they had a lot of food here. They had sweet potatoes, so they were not bothered about coming back home. Yeah, so I'll show you when we are doing the shelling process. Not the shelling, when we are removing this like that. I'll show you the process before I go. Right, so This fruit, is it a fruit?
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether to call it a fruit or a crop. This in Zimbabwe, this we call the mapuzi. This looks like a pumpkin plant, but it's not a pumpkin plant and it's not edible. I'm not sure if it's edible in some areas, but as far as I know from where I grew up, this plant is not edible, but the fruit like this is edible. This is more like a pumpkin. It's very soft when you cook it and nice and sweet or nice and tasty. We call these mapuzi in my area. I'm not sure what it is called in some areas. I'm sure it's called different names. So we have quite a few types. This smooth one, this one is difficult to tell whether it's overripe. If it's hard, if you can't tickle it with your nail, if your nail cannot dig in, it means it's too hard and it's not edible anymore. What you can only get from it is the shell, which you can use for different types of but if it's soft like this where your nail can dig in, it means it's still edible, you can still cook it. But for this type, it looks like it's difficult to tell whether it's edible or not. It's quite hard. However, I'll get this one and cook it and see if it's still fresh to cook. Let me know what you call it in your language. In my language, we call it mapuzi. This one is soft. This one is still soft. I can tell. I'll drag my nail in and it's soft. Any more? Can you see any more? Oh, there's one here. Oh my God, it's massive. I think it's overdone now, it's overgrown. This one, it's overgrown. At least I can harvest the seeds and then plant it for next season. So I have two types. There's one here, they can hide. You can easily miss it. They can hide very well. Look at this, I didn't even see it. But it's right next to this one. They hide very well. This one seems soft. So I'll get it and cook it. You just eat it. You can either have it with tea or a cold drink, or just like that. You can eat it like that.
Another one.
Where?
Yeah.
Where is it?
This one.
This one is tiny, and I think it's rotten. It's not going to grow.
This one.
Okay, this one I can add. It's soft. Even without digging my nail in, I can tell that it's soft. I'll find out for you what's it called in English.
Another one here.
No, it's too small. Will it cook nice? This is too small. Let it grow since the mothers are still very light. Let it grow. Any more? Where did I leave those ones? You can also hide here. Yeah, so I have two types here. And I'll see which one is. Oh! Which one tastes better? Yeah. And you see these ones here, we have plenty of these around this area, but they did not grow to the actual size. Maybe lack of rain, lack of nutrients could be the reason. But you can feed this to your pigs. You can feed this to your pigs. I'm not sure about cattle. Can you feed this to cattle?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also feed this to cattle, pigs. So you can actually have the whole field. Lift your camera to me. You can actually have the whole field of this. Yeah. And feed it to your animals. So it's still okay to grow the whole field, but it's not edible for people. But I think when they are big, when they are ripe, there's a certain porridge you can make from this. What is it called, the porridge?
Nopi.
Nopi. You can make nopi from this. It's a type of porridge where you can either cook this on their own, or you can mix with pumpkins. Then you overcook them, then you crush them and put peanut butter. Nice porridge. Very nice and filling porridge. Yeah, so these are called mashamba. I'll find out the English name for you. All this, if we had cattle, if we had pigs, we could feed this to our animals. So today I have a good harvest, guys. I didn't show you the round nuts that I planted last time. They are already in there. So we managed to get some round nuts here. It was only a small portion that we got this from. I planted this in January, mid-January this year, and they are already done. These are called round nuts. They are round, they are like this shape, but inside they are round. They are called round nuts. So I planted these and we had a good harvest. We got this from a very small portion, and it's a good meal together. We can put the round nuts in the pot first, wash them, put them in the pot, and then wash this and put in the same pot on top, and make a good lunch, a good meal for any time. Yeah, so that's why I love being in a village. You get to have all this, especially this time of the year, and there's no hunger. You cannot go hungry for any day because there's always food to eat. There's sweet potatoes, there's this, there's maize, there's a lot to do. You can roast your peanuts, you can roast your round nuts, you can either cook them as a meal. Good morning people. It's me again, just so you see my face. Just to show you what we have done so far. In the last video I was showing you where my dogs were staying. They were staying out here during the day, and at night they were moving into that room in there. We have now moved them to this room here, to their new home. They did put a fight because they were not used to the new house, but it's just close to where they were. It's just that this is a new and it's enclosed. So in here we have Tokyo. Yes, that's Tokyo. Hi Tokyo, how are you? So we've made the bed for him in that corner. I've put some cardboard underneath, and then I've put that blanket on top. It's clean, we washed it, and they'll be staying in here. And in the next room we have Nairobi. Nairobi, hi. Yeah, that's Nairobi. She responded. She's staying in this one. So they'll be staying in here for the day, and at night they'll be released. They're about 4 months old. They're around 5 months now. We're going to 5 months. This is part of Nairobi's bedding. Let me just throw it over there. I washed it and forgot to add it in there. Yeah, and so we put it temporary, like I said in my last video, that it's disappointment after disappointment. This builder has been good, but now he's letting us down. He was supposed to come and finish this, so we did what we could ourselves today, and this looks like a permanent structure roof. Apart from this one, forget about this top one. We just added it because it was it's a remaining one. We haven't got any use for it now, so we just decided to keep it on top there. So our dog's house is all done now, finished. So we need to put some syllab around here. You see where these paws are, this one. So we'll put some fence so they will be playing around in the playground here. During the day we can let them out at some point in the day to play around and enjoy some sunshine. So today we've also managed to do quite a few things. We have made these beds. We went to a certain garden at the Ministry of Weather or something like that. Ministry of Environment and Weather, something like that. So the people, the workers who live in those quarters, they have gardens. They survive on gardens. They sell vegetables, and they have developed this new method of laying their beds. Different from. Let me show you the one we had before. So we have this system here. You can see we have a big large bed here, another one there, like that, like that, like that. But it's different now. We are going to do it differently from today. We are going to be very, very serious about our garden. Like I said, we need an income from this garden. We need to pay our workers from this garden. So despite our weak soil, we have developed some ways of managing it better. So we have done this way. They are straight, quite straight, because we are using this string here, this one, yeah, to make them straight. And then we dig trenches like this. There will be trenches, and then you plant your plants on the side, not in the middle here, on the side here, on the side of the bed. In the middle, that's where the water and the manure will go. So we are going to put some topsoil in the middle, some manure, and then we water, and then we plant. Our first crop to be in here is going to be this vegetable, giant rep. We call it giant rep here. So it was planted on here and it's overgrowing. So it's going to be our first plant to use in those beds. Over here I've done this in the previous videos. So over here on this wall, you can see up to there where my uncle is. Down there we are planting some sweet potato along this jura wall. So we can also have some for the next season. And I think by December, if we water them properly, we'll be able to eat them by December and be able to plant for the next season as well. Yeah, so this is where we're going to get our seeds from. Yeah, so it's going to be along the jura and on the other side and on the other side, the three sides of the jura. We are going to look for more and more of the sweet potatoes and plant. These are some of the tomatoes that we've been eating since I came. It's been 4 weeks now. I have not been to the shops to buy any tomato. They were quite good and quite big. Where Lordin managed to plant. He did it without any pesticides or anything. He never told us that he had planted some tomatoes and he needed some pesticides, but we managed to eat them. We managed to survive on them. And here, my uncle, you've seen him in my previous video, the one I did in Chivu, where I come from. So he's here in Mutoko. He visited us. He came yesterday. He wants to see what we do and how we do it in Mutoko. So that's my uncle. Uncle?
Hello.
Greet my viewers.
How are you people?
So what
Here
are
we are
you?
so fine.
Good. So what are you doing?
We are just trying to maintain the garden.
Maintain the garden.
Planting some plants,
Uh-huh.
potatoes, vegetables, tomatoes,
Everything.
everything, and we are preparing for the next season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So we must have sufficient supply of manure. Yeah, so that the plants will grow well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because our soil is what?
Our soil is the sandy soil.
Very poor.
Yeah, very poor. So it needs sufficient manure and some fertilizers if need be.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, guys, this is it for today. We've done quite a lot, and I'm quite happy with this new method. We'll see how it's gonna work and whether it's going to work or not. It's just trying. Yeah, we are just trying, but I'm quite happy with how we roofed this dog house. Like I said, it's not yet finished. It's going to be polished properly. I was just tired of them staying in the old house. So during the day we were tying them here to this pole, and the other one was being tied to this wheelbarrow during the day, and then at night their blanket was over there. It was quite comfortable, but we now want to use this room for storage. Yeah, I didn't show you guys the vegetables that we have this time around. We are just using it for household consumption, but I think they were selling some of them when there was plenty. So at the moment we have onions, shallots, 1.5 bags. Yeah, and there were some tomatoes in this one, which are almost gone. And on here we have this type of vegetables. This one is doing well despite the soils. It's doing quite well. This one you can thrive. It just needs some pesticides to make sure that it's not being attacked like this. Yeah, so we have quite a lot of vegetables. Every day we are eating these vegetables every day, and we are loving it. Miss Nati, how are you? Miss Nati cannot speak English anymore. Guys, can you imagine? So what are you going to say to my viewers? Because you don't speak English anymore, do you? So what are you going to say to them?
Hi.
So hi is the only one you know. Miss Nati is a village girl now. Look at her. She doesn't even bother putting shoes. She's a village girl. Are you a village girl? Are you? She said yes, she's a village girl and she's loving it. How are you finding Mutoko so far? Good. How is school?
Good.
Is it? You like it? She's now in a new school. We had a few problems in the old school, but she's happy now. She's happy and she loves it, isn't it? Okay. You've got bugs in your nose. Ew. So yeah, guys, we really need to revive our garden. We are going to be serious this time around.